Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Schoolstone for Saturday slash Sunday afternoon THL matchup. I am LotusKnight. I'm one of your casters for today, and I am joined by basedinc. Base, how are you doing?
Wonderful. It's a nice Sunday morning here, Sunday afternoon, I'm sure, for everyone else almost, it seems, and ready to cast some Hearthstone.
Yeah. We have two really exciting matches for everyone today. We have a legacy match, MartyB versus Markshire, which is really exciting, and we're going to be followed by a wild match, Electric Sheep City ESC versus TH Loomer of Cheese. So really cool things today. Interesting fact: we have all but one class represented today. Everything but Paladin might be seen on stream if it's not banned. So I think we have a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, also these are, uh, well, like the first match is going to decide this week for Chop versus Illidan's Death Knights in their first week. So, that's always exciting and coming down to the last match on a Sunday. And
Yes.
then over in Wild, it's still pretty tight. It's 8-2, favoring Seas of Cheese right now over our runner-ups in Wild THL Fanatics.
Right.
So, don't expect it to end this way, but this could technically decide that match as well.
Yeah.
So, two really important matches for both teams.
Right. I think this is looking like a really crazy match in both of them because Marty is a great player. So is Markshire. This is looking like
Hmm.
this just looks like a really insane match. And Wild, I'm not a Wild player, but there are some spicy decks coming in. I think. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, I think that we might have a Wild expert coming in. We got MartyB playing in the
yep.
first match. He's sitting at Wild 5 Legend. So you
Ooh.
know, uh, excellent person to bring on to help cast this next one as well.
Yeah, there will be a short 10-minute break, just as we switch operators for the Wild match. But other than that, this should be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Let's start talking about our first match then. We have our new background provided by Saku. Thank you, Saku, as usual. Um,
Saku the Goat.
this is going to be Marty's Demon Hunter, Mage, Priest, and Warrior versus Markshire's Hunter, Priest, Rogue, and Warrior. Interesting class selection over there. Not as much overlap as we usually see in Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that right now it's really up in the air. Like you really can bring a lot of things. Like
Yes.
looking at the overall classes in gold or no red, sorry. We have four classes making over 20 appearances, which normally we see one that's just
Yes.
overwhelming, but just four. And then we have another three classes or four classes in the teens and RIP Shaman,
Right.
and we have six Warlocks. So it's still super diverse, and I really think that that is not that the meta isn't like accurately reflected in THL. I think that it genuinely is this diverse where you can bring almost anything.
Right. I think Warlock has an interesting case just because Warlock, it's mostly a one-trick pony right now with Dark Lair Zoo.
Yes.
And so,
Yeah.
especially for Legacy and Hero, bringing Warlock means you're saying, I am bringing Zoo.
Hmm.
There's Galakrond, but no one is playing Galakrond against a lot of the field. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Warlock's got a little bit more merit in Hero, where
Sure.
Zoo is an excellent counter to a couple decks, and even Galakrond Warlock can come in and counter like a specific
Right.
couple
It
archetypes.
is really
So
good against
you know,
Druid.
hmm
The Plague of Flames.
Druid and Priest.
Yeah. That's something that you are not going to see as much in Standard today. In Wild, I don't even know if you'll get to see Warlock just because of the strength of Dark Lair Warlock and Wild.
Yeah, it's either target or just expect the Dark Third to get through if you're leaving it up. But yeah, most people choosing to ban it because wow, that deck is crazy.
Right, right. And Wild has had its share of crazy decks like Snip Snap Warlock and many others.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
Talking about standard here, what do you expect Marty's decks to be? I think from what he's facing, I'm sure he's bringing some kind of Soul Demon Hunter.
Mhm.
I would guess he's just going Tempo Mage. Um,
Yeah.
some Galakron, very red, heal heavy Galakron Priest, and Control Warrior and ban the Priest.
I'd like to see an Enrage Warrior here.
You want to see
Um,
Enrage?
yeah, I like even if you're not banning the priest, like it's one bad matchup, but Enrage Warrior coming in against Hunter and Rogue, and then the other warrior, like you're that's exactly what you want.
Yeah,
Like no druid, no paladin, and
that's
like
true.
and just a priest. Like those are the three that you want to dodge on that. Otherwise, Enrage Warrior is still one of the top dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Um, can be hurt really bad if they bring big warrior, but you can also ban the warrior.
Yeah.
From Marshare's side, we see the hunter, which I expect to be a face hunter, but I could actually see
Mhm.
Highlander as something that beats priest and can be pretty decent against demon hunter. Um,
Yeah, I think I'm going to lean Highlander Hunter here as well. I think that that's got a better matchup against the Soul Demon Hunter. It still is great into the Mage and the Priest.
right. I think the priest is probably some form of Gala, maybe Highlander. Highlander does make more
Hmm.
sense in this not as aggro scenario. Um,
I think so.
yeah, Rogue is my guess would be Weapon actually. Weapon looks really well posed against the
Yeah, a little bit slower, a
yeah,
lot of repetitive damage. I really like that. It's really hard for a Mage or a Priest or even a Demon Hunter to like or a Warrior to deal with poison on a self sharpening sword. Like that just is brutal.
right. And I would expect just Bomb Warrior here. In case you haven't seen it yet, Berserk and I published a really fun article explaining everything we could about Bomb Warrior, and I liked our article. I think it's fun. So I recommend the read. You can find it on the THL blog. There's
Yeah. Oh, it's. I mean, it is phenomenal. Like, hats off to you guys. Like, that's just that article series is fantastic. I mean, I don't know why we're being so selfish and not posting it everywhere.
Oh, I want to post it on Reddit and Twitter, but I haven't gotten to it yet. It should happen. We are making the next one. Base is joining me and a few other people. We're going to have a bigger team to write about Cyclone Mage, which you might have seen around on Ladder recently. So I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, that deck is a ton of fun. A lot we can go into there.
Yes,
So,
there's a lot to talk about.
well, it looks like they're readying up, and we'll probably have bands in soon. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think a lot of this is going to come down to just play. Like the decks line up, favored in both directions. So I
Right,
really think this meta is quite fun to play. Nothing's too skewed. You don't have to stick with super skewed matchups, so you can really have wiggle room once you get it into the match to find lines and win.
right. Um, okay, so Markshire banned NHL's Warrior, and Markshire's Rogue was banned. Choices.
Yeah, like you said, that weapon rogue looked quite powerful into them, and then I think Markshire is respecting the versatility of warrior and the
Right,
power of warrior because it's really strong into hunter and rogue if you want it to be, and it's really strong into priest if you want it to be.
right.
Also opens up if he is Highlander to not have to play things like ooze and sticky fingers to not just roll over to a bomb warrior. So
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it. I think this is a good choice. We're going to see a really. I'm excited for what we're going to watch.
Yeah. Do we want to give the players the okay and just get
Yep,
on in
I've
there?
given Markshire the okay.
Okay. Perfect.
I will queue Markshire first, but it doesn't really.
Okay. I mean, I try and do the opposite. That way I have eyes on one hand more than you do.
Sure, that makes sense.
Oof.
What do you expect them to open with? Most people say in Legacy it doesn't matter, but I don't fully agree with that.
I kind of want to see a Demon Hunter open from uh, Marty, and possibly, I mean, with that read, I'd probably go Warrior. I think, especially if Markshire brought Bomb Warrior, that's just what he's going to open with.
Right,
But I think that the Soul Demon Hunter is a lot closer to even than people think with the Bomb Warrior.
right. I agree. We Priest for Marty versus Markshire's War, and it is a bomb warrior.
Yeah,
We have fairly control-oriented lists. Force tends to be played more in the list that cut the pirate package, just because it's really good against mid-range decks like Druid. Can be good against Demon Hunter, especially if they play like Theridon. Can be good against mages, so
yeah,
it's an interesting choice.
yeah. And one other thing you left out is Paladin. It's also huge against
Yes,
Paladin.
it
If you
is.
combo it, you can clear off a Divine Shield
It
taunt.
is. It can bring coerce and ramming speed. Also, really interesting card against
Yeah,
Paladin. You see, this is a res free for
yeah.
NHL, not Highlander.
It, so I saw a little bit before the mulligan, and it had like Skeletal Dragon and the 3/3 copy a minion, and give it Divine Shield and copy it, give it 1/1, or make it a 1/1, right?
Interesting.
You know what
Yep,
I'm talking about?
Gift of
So,
Luminance.
so it could be a Highlander. It could be like a. I mean, that makes me think it's more of a res, but
I mean,
this should be a pretty interesting match.
this does. It also looks like Markshire has the perfect hand for Bomb Warrior.
Yeah,
Always want to start with Wrench Caliber or some kind of weapon into upgrade in Krasnov, and that looks really good.
yeah. I mean, on the other side, NHL can really eke out a ton of advantage and doesn't need to dig into the deck, just from playing one minion at a time.
Yeah,
So this could be really brutal for
that's
Markshire,
true.
especially if you can get something that is really annoying to res.
Yeah. There's an interesting choice on whether you go Corsair Cash and next turn you play the Wrench upgrade, or whether you play Wrench Caliber directly.
Hmm. I'm a fan of this one
Yeah,
because now you can keep the durability at 1.
right. You also expect your opponent to be bringing some weapon removal in Priest, either as a Highlander or a Galakron. So in that case, would be thinking that want to make sure play not that upgraded weapon to bait the weapon in case it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. I definitely agree with that. So I mean, I would expect an upgrade, a swing, the Corsair Cash, and just a hero
Yeah,
power.
I agree. I don't think the upgrade.
I because I really like keeping it on the one
Yeah,
durability here. That way, if they do steal it, they just get the one swing,
right.
and then you have the other one. You don't expect two kobolds, so after you see the first one, you feel a lot more comfortable. As long as you're dodging ooze.
That's true. That's a lot of healing. Basically, first two
Yes.
weapon attacks have been together.
Yeah. I do think we'll probably see a Krastanov sword and board to clear it up and go face for 5.
That seems like the only. I can't see much else. The Galakrond is a pickup. That card is so good in this matchup. Just being able to deal 3 damage every turn can close so many games.
Yeah. Yeah, that may just swing this around. You know, it's interesting because NHL might be looking to make a sticky board next turn after this gets cleared up with going Psychopomp and then Gift of the Luminance
Right.
on the Res minion. So he'll, you know, get it back, uh, um, and you know, it'll have an extra one that'll also come
Right.
back.
Very
So
resilient.
it might be better to go with the convincing though, because that's soaking up a hit guaranteed every time. So we'll see if he wants to make that call, but it looks like he's just going to go in
Yeah.
now.
Opts to go with the Divine Shield here. That's a annoying board to remove. And markshire doesn't really have an amazing way to do it.
No, yeah. This is going to be really annoying, and it'll remove bomb damages every single time.
Yeah.
So
I want to get rid of it fast, but
yeah, I'm not sure if as Markshire you have a read that or as NHL, if you have a read that there's no skipper, because you know we can assume by what we've seen that there's no skippers in Markshire's deck, which makes this play
right.
even like more powerful. But
There was nothing yet that screamed no skip.
I mean, so to me, what screams no skipper is NHL's
Yes.
lineup.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like looking at that, you're like, wow, you know, like there's no need to bring a
Skipper
skipper
is
here.
really, really insane.
Yeah, I kind of just want to see.
Or sorry, for aggro lineups, it control
Yeah,
the 1 mana 1/3
yeah.
and effects. I don't think you really care about it.
Choosing just to chip down, I doubt we'll see NHL even play anything
No, I don't
else.
think he needs to.
He knows that this is going to soak a board clear. So what's the point of playing anything
Yeah.
else into it? Yeah, very smart.
Smart boy.
And now we see a Horde Pillager pickup. So you know you can pretty safely spend the rest of this weapon. You know the question is on what
Yeah.
though.
You could coerce the 5/5, play the evil quartermaster. In that case,
Yeah, the
oh, go ahead.
the other option is possibly Lord Barov alongside a Brawl. Um, that at least cleans up a little bit more. He might be holding out for a little bit more because you know on the other side, NHL is only going to be pushing 9 a turn. So it sounds like a lot, but you can take a couple more of those.
Right.
Yeah, but it looks like he's just going to go with the course. Okay.
Okay, he gets to kill 2.
Uh, Interesting saving the brawl. I'm gonna guess he expects mass res, so that's why he's saving it, making the call that using the little you know less removal now is gonna go longer
Right.
in the end.
This turn, because here, the kind of board where removing.
Yeah.
I think I would hit the 1/1. Never punished.
Yeah. Um, hmm. Do you ever just slam your big evil quartermaster and see
I
what lucky
would.
you get?
I think that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Tonic is.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna go opt for using the shield slam right now.
We know that Marty has a really good.
I mean, he can even choose to go slower. Um, not sure if you could have held that for the Gift of Luminance, because now that card's dead
Right.
after this. You have nothing to play. Your hand is nothing but removal, so there's no real way you can get punished because they just you know they can't do anything to you.
Right.
Nothing's gonna
Right.
stick. Ooh, I'd love to take the Mega Scribe or Mage
That
Scribe
card's
here.
really good here. Brightwing would also not be awful. Just good value to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think that it's only two warrior spells, and warrior spells
Yeah.
don't really impact the board very often. A lot of
Yeah,
removal.
they're not that good in this.
Um,
Don't think you.
I think so too. I mean, you already have one, but nothing else is really impactful, and choosing to value getting a cheap lackey. That was my second pick. Oh, here we
Okay.
go. That one's better.
Well, if you're not Highlander, you play that good. Because Dormo can leave just some.
No, no. I'm interested to see that he went for the Nas Dormu as the 8/8, because I mean,
Yes.
DQA is also just an
Yeah.
8/8, right?
And Warrior isn't one of those classes that needs time in its place.
Yeah. The rest of Markshire's turns are likely to be hero power
Yes.
punch you.
Yeah.
I like choosing to just spend the Corsair cash for extra. Those are some
Yeah.
big hits for
Those
this
are
matchup.
really
Actually,
useful.
wow. We can assume that probably the worst hit off of Dimensional Ripper is a 3/2 or a 2/3 in Zephyrus or another
Yeah.
Quartermaster. So there's some really high rolls for that.
Yeah. If you get Dr. Boom, that's insane. Kronks is an option.
Yeah.
I think he just got hard to give.
Um.
So hard to.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be really annoying.
It helps, but I don't think that's enough.
Hmm. Yeah. This is going to eat some attacks. It's going to soak a lot
Right.
of damage, and it'll get him back up to full. But one more bomb, and we could see NHL chain together 6 bombs and just
Yeah.
lose at any point.
Yeah.
Unlikely,
It's the
but
thing with Tempo Mage as well. You can always just evocation and Fan Arcane, and your opponent kind of dies to that. There's nothing you.
have you have
I've
you
done
done
like
that?
3 or 4 a single turn.
Okay. I mean, that's
It's
still
so
nasty.
nasty.
So
Evocation is every once in a while you generate a bunch of low cost cards, and it's one of the dirtiest things I've ever done.
yeah. I mean, the other thing is,
Oh,
oh, okay, all
ouch!
right. Every once in a while, you just generate a bunch of evocations, and it's super
Yeah,
nasty as well. Um, I think you might want to take off the divine shield at least. Okay, choosing to probably clear up front half of this. No, not attacking with the mage scribe.
interesting choice here. Can you afford to let him have two 12/12s? I don't think you can.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like he's considering swinging in and then Plague of Deathing, but I kind of like the Mass Res right here. Yeah,
Okay.
3 Water
Not
Bears.
a big
Okay,
surprise.
that's infinite health right there.
Right now, he can swing 2 of these face.
Um, so hero power pop. Yep, he could put him to yeah. I mean that does mean you leave up all the water bears. Potentially you heal all of that back up. But then you're just counting on one 2 bombs to go off.
Could just Mortal Strike his face. The risk.
Take the it's a little better than a 1 in a little worse than a 1 in 3. But if you do it this way, it is exactly a 1 in 3. Oh, choosing not to put it into the face.
Not work.
Yeah. 1.
And that's it. Bomb
That's
Warrior.
it.
Very free.
Yeah, I think the Deathwing, and then I made the mistake that it should have been a Master Res, but I think you had to respect just the 24 power in play with that many bombs in deck. But I did really like the Master Res. I thought that was a nice play. Try and bait out a little bit more. You expect to get things like a convincing infiltrator, hopefully, but
Yeah, you
forgot how
have
many
like
water
7
bears
water
were in there.
bears. So
Yeah,
I think this made sense. But I would have
hmm
liked the Plague of Death because I think you're ahead enough where you can sacrifice 1 to just get the cartouche back later, and you have enough health.
yeah,
Was a
yeah,
bit unlucky, but that's what happens with the Bomb Warrior sometimes.
yeah. But I think there is definitely merit to every play
Oh
that was
yeah,
made. It was a very tightly played game, and just couple wrong draws, and the game was
right.
over.
This looks like. I really hope we don't get another Priest Mirror on stream. We had one last week. I was not happy. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened though.
Yeah, I mean, Markshire was not Markshire. NHL was helping cast that, so he wouldn't do
I
that to
hope
us, right?
not. I hope he likes us
Right?
enough not to do that.
Right. Okay. Well, here's a good start.
Demon Her for Marty versus Markshire's um, Priest. Lazul.
Yeah. Probably find out what kind of.
Don't know what either of them are playing yet. Could be both Demon Hunters. Marty. Most likely it's Highlander Priest because of the Lazul scheme.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that that's either a full. I mean, so the combination of Lazuls and Forbidden Word and Madame Lazul makes me think that it's a Highlander. Where if I just saw Lazuls, I could think maybe it's like we're gonna
Yeah,
steal everything you ever play. Uh, I think it should be titled Uninstall
I
Priest.
find that fair.
Um, I think that this is definitely Soul Shard now.
Yeah, yeah.
Soul Fragment. Why do I say Soul Shard every time? Yeah. Kind of a slow
Right.
start for Markshire, which is weird to say for the priest because They just play so many early game like small things now.
Not the deck that it.
No, pretty easy turn for NHL. Just cycle and push a little bit of damage.
For me to see very control heavy matchup because a lot of matches have been super aggro oriented, and today we're watching a very control heavy match. Coin Volpera here.
I'm thinking that, or even maybe card.
Cards would make sense.
It's not the best thing to pick up,
No, but it's
but
not awful.
you know, it's not awful, and it's a lot of stats. Lets you trade with most things that they play on um,
Yeah.
turn 3. I could even consider the ooze. Like, you can really only expect ooze 4 damage against the demon hunter. I like this.
I like it too.
I think we'll probably just see the
I
board get
agree.
cleared by a penance.
Penance makes a lot of sense. I could join the Volpera and send right now, but I think you don't want that battlefield.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary damage, and the way that they kill you is just with enough
Right.
repetitive damage. Probably just see, yep, full clear, shuffle in quite a
Yeah.
few soul fragments, put your rest of your hand online.
Strong strong play because then you can go Soul Shard Lapidary into Chaos Strike for something else. It puts you in a really good position for the turns. Ever take you do.
Mm, I don't think so. There's so
Yeah.
many whiffs on this deck that
Yeah, I
I think
think
that it's
I
not
would
worth
go
it.
for Mystery Choice.
Um, yeah, there's not a lot you're cleaning up with Breath of the Infinite. You've already seen one Battle Fiend, so what? There's
Right.
one other
You could
Battle
play the
Fiend.
Soul Shard Lapidary. Those are not that
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with mystery choice here. I mean, I guess there is merit to just go mind vision because it's mystery versus a random card in their hand,
right.
which is a little bit of information. So
That is the best choice. Yeah.
and got the best hit.
Don't think I would have gone with this play. I'd have gone Weapon, Chaos Strike myself.
Yeah, these are quite valuable weapons, but not really in this matchup. You know, any matchup that might come down to a race is really important to spend your Warblade charges,
Right.
smartly. But here, it's fine to just use them as 2 damage,
Yeah.
4 damage total. Yeah, I find that the way you win this matchup, because Priest does have life gain, they're probably going to get down in Apotheosis, so you can't reasonably deny it the whole game. The best way to do it is to have like a chain of 2 or 3 turns where you just push a ton of damage to their face and a lot of times clear the board with a blade dance, and just
Right.
they can't recover for those 3 turns while you
I
just swing into their face. Ooh. They don't make a huge board, but they make some reasonable boards. I think there's merit to either Thoughtsteel or Soul Mirror, but you can't
I don't like
play
Grave Rune. I
them.
think in this matchup,
Okay.
yeah, you can help with the. I don't think it's effectful.
Um, uh, I think that it might be like if you can get a taunt and then Graver in it, like that is really annoying. Which you do have a taunt, but you can't play them both in the same turn until
Right.
turn 8. Um, and we saw uh, Marty kill a soul fragment with the sociologist hand, but if you know his opponent's at 14, you know from hand he can play 6. So right now he's showing 11, so 3 off. Yeah, that's quite solid.
Probably going to see a geologist here just to put a really annoying board and making him regret he didn't take the Soul Mirror.
Yeah, I mean, with that twin slice pickup, that was lethal. If
Actually,
Markshire didn't clear, yeah, sociologist on 7 is
right.
very backbreaking, even if it's just for 2.
No wave of apathy or Lazul. Steal stuff.
Yeah,
You
it
could
might
also
just be
just
ripping Galakron.
Shadow Madness Apotheosis.
Um, yes, you gain 5, but you're giving the oh, that's right, because it'd still die. Yeah, that might have to be the
Yeah,
play. You go tonight, clear
I
the
like it.
board. Um, what's kind of appealing to me about the Galakron is
Right.
that now you can get down a Kronks the next turn. But yeah, he's looking to value just guaranteeing he stays alive because if the Galakron misses, now you only have 9 life effectively, or you only have
Right.
14 life. Could
Yeah,
easily end the game.
I expect it.
I kind of would rather get in the Soul Shard because the Glyphbound can go over the top or into multiple things. But you're just saying if you got anything
Right.
that was worth playing instead of the Galakron.
Not sure what. Sure, there.
Yeah. This is not looking
No, but
great
he's
for
going for
NHL.
the Cabal Acolyte Grape. That play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how NHL
Yeah,
puts more damage in after this.
really, really. Getting Kane would.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a Kane top deck it might be what it comes down to, or if he's running Consume Magic,
Yeah.
might be the only way. Yeah, I think you just want to take the Death
Yeah.
Rattle. It's
Um,
beefy.
I could
Not
also see
likely to get cleared
Brightwing
by
being
Blade
a
Dance all the
valid
way.
play. Legendary for later, maybe. I don't hate Brightwing.
Yeah,
Many people I know card ever. I think it can.
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And looks like Markshire agrees. Just wants a little bit of value.
Hoping this get there. And now,
Yeah, just going ahead and equipping the weapon after. saving the charge. And so I think here you're either cronxing and making a massive board or healing, right? Because you can get clears on board with trades.
I kind of want hero power to see what I get. I don't think we ever play the Shade Quill.
Y- yeah, yeah. I think hero power first is probably good. Or yeah, Brightwing. What legendary do you get first? But I think actually I'd start with the hero power. That's
Right.
the most likely to get you
Maybe
something to heal.
Ten Hoof Water Bear,
Um,
star of last game.
yeah, I don't know if the star was the what I would attribute them as. Yep, healing up and just playing a big
Better.
minion. Okay.
NHL really hoping for Skull here, and he gets it.
Oh,
I don't think he.
um, if Markshire didn't have the Cabal in hand, I think that this would be such a fantastic turn to Lucia. And it might just still be fine because with an Alusha, that is 10. That's lethal. If Markshire
Okay.
just rips Alusha right here, that's the game. Yeah, I think especially with having the Cabal in your own hand, you don't want to risk just handing over yours. I mean, now that it's not active, it's worth considering. Oh, okay. So gonna find out that had an option for it. Right, no, that's lethal. Never mind,
Yeah, that's
because you
true.
can you can just glaive. I kept focusing on your
Don't need
path
equipped
to
weapon. That is lethal.
Marrow Slicer.
Quite the sneaky. Oh,
Yeah, I can count. I swear.
I didn't see it either. That is the other one.
I just want to see the most damage possible in the turn. But yeah, that was a sneaky win. Figured after activating the Cabal, it was probably fine to possibly give it up.
Right.
Because you're taking everything out of their hand, likely.
We are seeing the Hunter versus Demon Hunter. Actually, this is heavily Demon Hunter favored, but this
Yeah,
could be a Highlander aggro. I think Felmaw has been dropped by a lot of aggro base hunter lists, right?
yeah. I haven't seen it a lot, and I think that might just. I'm not sure if that's because the meta has a lot of wide boards. Like even going up against like a Cyclone Mage,
Yeah.
like they can play a lot of cheap stuff early. So I'm not sure why Fighting Spaw's been taken out of everything because, like it says, it's 5 damage face. So it could be coming back. Markshire could just be
Right.
on the cutting edge of a new build, or have it slightly tech to deal more damage and be a little bit more
Right.
resilient to the
I've been
early board
playing
clears of
actually
this
a
Demon Hunter.
Highlander hunter list. This is not Highlander hunter, but a very low curve Highlander hunter, and that was really interesting to me. The Felmaw is an interesting card against, so I can see him thinking about that matchup specifically.
Hmm. Yeah. Other things to consider is this could be Dragon
Yeah.
Hunter.
No.
Like that's not gone. Um, if Face Maw is green, I
Really,
think
that's
Face
the
Maw
answer.
gets
It's
played,
turn
right?
two. Does not want to see that right now.
Markshire agrees.
Yeah. You're healthy.
Yeah, just
Right.
valuing having things on the board. I'm not sure if I. Yeah, this will let you clear up a lot of things that
Yeah.
they try and play.
I think Markshire's hope scavenger.
Get some value trades. Yeah, with the tour guide, also, you can set up something with Face Stalker if you quote unquote whiff. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know if there is a whiff, but yeah, the
Yes.
Wolpertinger is pretty strong here. So I think we might just see. Not sure if you really even value getting a free
I
hero
think
power with the tour guide
I
right now.
might not even play Battle Maid.
Yeah, I yeah, it's gonna get traded off. And like
Yeah.
now NHL's in a really great spot.
I would actually have traded 1-1, especially in.
Yeah, I think it might be a consideration to keeping them healthy for an explosive. Uh, um, you know, something like that. You think you're probably gonna be able to clear off this face maw after it hits one of them, but yeah, I don't know. It probably could have gone either way. Freezing. Yep. You're gonna be able to get the full clear here.
Everything down but your voracious reader.
Yeah, I think I like that. That way, next turn you
Right.
probably get everything down, including a voracious reader. And now it's a two mana draw
Voracious
three.
reader is a really nutty card.
Yeah, I do think that it's pretty well balanced because at the end of your turn, like you're not be able to get a burn. So if you don't get it down as your
Yes.
last card in a turn, it feels really bad. If it's just your only card in hand and you slam it, you don't do anything. So
I
it
wouldn't
feels
go as
fine.
far as saying fine, but I get your argument.
Strong but
I would have made it 1 mana
strong but
less
fine.
or more. I would have made it hard, but
Yeah,
I can see why they made it like this.
yeah. Like we're seeing like one of the strongest control decks, like life gain decks. So I think that might be part of it. Interesting, not going with the face stalker
Yeah.
instead, just wanting to get the card draw right now. Especially like could be drawing a secret or two. Like a
Right.
lot of these lists only play 3 secrets.
Maybe he's playing one of the two secrets. They do.
You see the ooze. Yeah,
Yeah.
NHL is starting to get pretty low.
Hasn't gotten any life gain.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Another freeze.
Ooh, and puts it back in the hand. Yeah, looks to set off an explosive if there is one. No explosive. Get a
Yeah.
full clear. Draw 3 cards.
This deck is called Face. Not as face as the last version. Last version never trade here, even if it will deal 2 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't afford to run out of the cards and stuff.
Choosing to cane here makes a lot of sense. Just get a good board clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I think NHL is on the. As soon as I draw, I'll draw Keyword Blades. As long as I have enough damage in
That's
hand,
a
the game
dragon
should end.
cane. You
Yeah,
can go Eagle Hornbow,
that's
Dragon's
that
Mane.
could be a lot of
Not
damage
Hero
going in.
Power.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
that's
that's got to
certain.
be the play,
That
right?
guarantees you just gets a lot of good, really strong.
Hmm. That's still not healing.
Still they're 3-5, but not safe yet.
Yeah, you're dead to 3 damage. That's a kill command or a bow. That's game.
Showing by Markshire here. Three to one. Strong results so far.
Um, yeah, we have Markshire still got.
Yeah, we're done.
Wait, is that it?
I did not expect a 3-0 with this line.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Markshire kind of
I'm
went
a little
matches the same
surprised.
where we thought Marty had it, and then he suddenly got a strong hand and went for it, and it worked. Um, I think that's something that
Yeah.
happens a lot in Hearthstone, especially right now. There are a lot of cards that have this kind of effect where out of nowhere you're back in the game. Yeah,
And that does mean that Chop takes its second week.
fighting Markshire. Hey, Markshire, can you hear us? Yeah, everything is
Hey,
perfect.
yes, I can hear
Congratulations
you.
on
Can
your
you hear
match
me okay?
today.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks. Yeah, man. It was definitely some close games and some decks I did not expect, at least that Res Priest was not exactly something that I planned for, so that was kind of just kind of threw a wrench in my plans for the first game of the match, but I was able to pull it out. So yeah, thanks.
Let me ask you, did you expect the Res Spree? That was a fairly surprising choice to me.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it coming, and I think that's one of the things that that's a deck that people are going to have to start paying attention to when they prep from now on. Definitely has a solid matchup against the Bomb Warrior. I think I was unfavored, and just kind of lucked out that I ended up getting all my ranked calibers early and was able to get the upgrades. So eventually some of those bombs started hitting kind of earlier in the game, but kind of a different draw and maybe not getting Gala
Right.
quite as early could have made for a much different match.
It was very interesting from us, our perspective, because it was just very non-traditional with all the plays and with a dimensional ripper getting Deathwing. That was pretty strong.
Yeah, that was at that point in the game. I didn't have that. I think I might have still had a quartermaster in my deck, and that would have been a low roll. Most of the Ripper hits were decent. Deathwing was definitely the best one though, so a lot of credit to that.
What about so one card that we were both interested in, choice of bringing Face Maw in your Face Hunter. Been kind of cut from a lot of lists.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it has been cut from some lists. I feel like it's still pretty strong. I mean, Face Maw was a card that was like one of the best cards in Highlander Hunter and Face Hunter last expansion, and I know things have changed up quite a little bit, but still, if you can get it down on two, just getting that immediate 5 face damage, and it's one of the threats that Face Hunter has that 4 health is pretty tough to deal with. I feel like it's still a pretty strong card. Maybe not quite as good if you're expecting aggro, but just looking at Marty's classes, I think he was going to have some
Right.
slower decks, and I think just getting that 5/4 down, and a lot of the
Yeah,
times it can just be a
I think
guaranteed face damage. I felt like it was a solid pick.
Yeah. I pulled up the stats while you were talking about it, and it's kind of dropped in its drawn win rate, but it's
Mm.
still really high in the mulligan. I think you pretty much nailed it. That it's the meta's faster in a lot of matchups, and so you don't really have that time. But against slower decks like what Marty was bringing, Face Maw's got to be the way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely felt like it was still a good pick, and that last game was close. I guess he just never drew Warblades, which was nice for me, but yeah, ended up pulling it out. I didn't think I didn't get off to the best possible start, especially once the I'm forgetting the name of it, but the mini Dustbreaker, the 3 mana 3/2 started coming down. That was kind of tough, but yeah, he just ended up not really getting any healing, so was able to pull it out.
Yeah. I think the last turn of the game, he was considering a Skull of Gul'dan from the middle of the hand to possibly hit
Mm.
some shards and maybe get a 2 damage Eldraki, but yeah, he just never picked it up.
Yeah. No, I definitely don't blame him just going for the clear on the Dragonbane again, because I mean if you miss and leave the Dragonbane alive, then you're just dead
Yeah,
anyways. So yeah.
yeah.
strong result though. Your team wins this week. How are you guys feeling the rest of the season? What are some expectations? How do you feel about your team?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So it's really nice to get this win this week because I got swept in week one, even though my team still won. So that was kind of rough, but I'm feeling a lot better. Being able to get the win in the final match of the week, and I feel like we have a really good shot to make playoffs and potentially go even farther. A lot of guys like Durden and Scrix. I know Durden's been out of it for a while, so is Scrix, but these are really strong veteran players who have played in closed list THL format for a while. And so I think all of us know have some
Yeah,
familiarity with how to prep in THL and are
nice,
strong players too. So feeling really
awesome.
good about the season moving forward.
Basically, you have any last questions for Markshire?
Uh, I mean, not really. It's like, big congrats for just playing to your outs. I think you had 3 unfavored matches, and with a little bit of help and playing like you were going to get it, and with the hands you had, you really just played flawlessly. Like I thought it was both played super well.
I appreciate it. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of tough spots, and there were things like that Grave Rune pick in the priest game. I felt
Hmm.
kind of unsure about that, and I was like, this kind of sucks if he gets Kane ever. But I felt like that was my chance to win. Like I got kind of lucky that Marty never drew Skull until pretty late, and so I actually kind of got the chance to take the board in the mid game, and I felt like that was my opening to win. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, really appreciate you guys coming together, producing this casting,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
yeah,
We have a
I'll tune
really
in for the
exciting
next
match
match.
coming up next. We're going to have a short break to switch operators, but next we have a wild match, and I hope you're all as excited for. I am. Have Electric Sheep City. So NHL is going to hop in and replace me the rest of the stream. So that being said, I'm going to wish everyone a nice afternoon, and everyone has a 10-minute break before we come back on. We'll see you all soon.